Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising Sign. Welcome to August 2022, in which your life can take a 15-year dramatic breakthrough, breakdown, break free, pivot into a new direction regarding your decisions around who you want to hang out with, your groups of belonging, your great gains from your career, and yes, pennies from heaven. So this is exciting. And if you're a Cancer rising in particular, get ready for the house of good spirit to kind of flush and flesh out some amazing 11th house bonus points on the game board of life over the next 15 years, especially because this is the house of your karmic rewards. So let's get going here. And I'm going to talk a lot here about the big boom. And then we're going to talk also about how the big boom is activated. The big boom is Mars, Uranus in the North Node. Big boom, August 1st and 2nd, reactivated by full moon in Aquarius in the middle of the month. By the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Lori Lothian. I am the Lunatic astrologer, and this is my little space in the universe where I love to give astrology guidance. Please check out my description box below for all the things I have to offer. My Sky Reader beginner astrology course is starting in October. I've taught it before. Cap on number of students I take. It's going to be 8 weeks, not 6 weeks this iteration. And if you want to learn astrology, in other words, you want to be your own astrologer, time your best life, please get on my wait list for early bird discount notices and the ability to get into the course, because I will cap the number of enrollees. Second of all, Divine Timing Masterclass for intermediate astrologers learning ancient timing tools that you may not know from the Hellenistic and other tools and techniques from ancient world. Check it out. It starts in September. Enrollment is open. And if you're an astrologer trying to get your business off the ground, Rock Your Astrobiz is another course. Look below. And please like, subscribe, and hit my bell for notifications. Then my channel grows and the algorithm loves me up. Okay, so I'm having one of those days, by the way, where I look really greasy. So just bear with me. It's been warm here, and today is just one of those days where I look like I should have put a matte finish on my face. All right, let's get rolling. All right, so guys, Cancer rising, especially, but Sun and Moon, the big boom is happening on the big boom. Mars, North Node, Uranus meeting on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of August, starting actually July 31st. It's really July 30th, 31st. It's heating. 30th, 31st, it's heating up. We haven't had this combination since the time of Alexander the Great, the year before he died, in 324 BC. Now, normally, there is a reset of the North Node and Uranus every 15 years. It was last in Pisces in 2007. To know the depth of how this impacts you this time around, go to my other video that's in the description box below, and I'll try to pin it to the comments, because that is a longer, deeper dive into how the big boom will affect you by sign, especially those of you who are Cancer rising or Sun and Moon, with your rising Sun and Moon, let's say between 10 and 28 degrees of the sign of Cancer. Now, that aside, we will talk a little bit about it here because it is a part of the month of August. So you can expect a paradigm shift, change of direction around 11th house themes. That's going to be exciting, exhilarating, and mostly positive. It's ruled by a benefic planet, which in your case, you're going to love because it's Venus. And when Venus is not only loving up the big boom on the 1st and 2nd of August, but she's sextiling or loving it up from the house of you. She's in your 1st house, giving this big boom a huge amount of positivity, opportunity, delight. It could involve some money from a friend. It could involve some sudden windfall financially, but you're the agent of it. You do something to put it into action. It could be a moment of fame or even some greater gain in your career, a promotion, a raise, or some new financial uptick there as well. The shorter story of the next couple of weeks and first 2 weeks of August is not really as important as understanding it's a pivot. It's a turning of the direction of some area of your life. And I go into more examples of how that works in the Big Boom video, the reality show Big Boom video that I put out a few days ago. I'm recording this for you on July 27th. And so I'll go back 3 days around July 26th, maybe, when that video came out. And it's in the description box for you. So there's a big moon coming, an Aquarian full moon, and that full moon is a recapping and a reactivation of the boom. And that's because the full moon at 19 Aquarius with the sun opposite in 19 Leo forms what is called a T-square, or a gritty tension angle to the moon. Now, this can be very catalytic. It doesn't always have to be bad. It's some kind of real intense recovering of the story of the big boom. The big boom had a T-square involved between Saturn and and Mercury as well. So these are very intense energies. There's no two ways. For the world, it's going to be intense. That's in my longer video. But for you, that Aquarius fullness is in the 8th house of other people's money. This is where you have mortgages and loans and your 401k investments and stock market investments and tax monies and rebates and your spouse's money or your business partner's money that you share collaboratively. So there is a sense here for a lot of you with the big boom in the Pennies from Heaven house, 11th, and then this full moon in the 8th. This could look like a financial windfall. The 8th is also inheritances and bequeathments. So there's that part of it that could, for some Cancer rising, especially, but Sun and Moon, be playing out as well. Especially if your rising sign, Sun and Moon, is close to that 19th degree of this big boom, 18, 19 degrees. In the sign of Cancer, you get a lot of energy from the full moon and the big boom itself as well. Now, the thing I want to say about the full moon here as well is it's ruled by Saturn. And in your case, this is not necessarily a bad thing because Saturn is moving in that Aquarian house. So Saturn has been giving you a lot of sober-minded, realistic look at how you want to structure your money, how you want to invest your money, how you want to conserve your financial gain, your treasure chest, your retirement funds, your big wealth savings, or that kind of thing. And so you've got this kind of longer arc of Saturn in your 8th house since December of 20, helping you be very conservative with your finances and especially shared resource financings. But this is a shifting energy. This is an Aquarian full moon giving you a new light into how you may possibly make more fruition, fullness in your financial situation. It's going to offer you the possibility of greater financial gain. Yes, being fiscally conservative it can be good, Cancer rising, but this is different. This is like, how can you work smart here and have like the full moon can be like a shining of a light, illuminating your investment opportunities, illuminating your financial opportunities, okay, around investment monies, bank monies, loans, and mortgages. I know a Cancer rising was just asking me to co-sign a loan for that person, and I chose not to. But the interesting part is that this person is looking at leveraging money. That's what the 8th house can be, borrowing money to leverage your greater gain. Now, the other thing I want to say is that this full moon, it will take 2 weeks to unfold. It's not just, oh yeah, the whole thing happens on the 11th, by the way, if I didn't say it, the 11th of the month of August. You want to see how things unfurl in the last 2 weeks of August as that thing begins to show you its poker hand, right? Let's go back to the beginning of the month and talk about some of the changes that are happening as well. So first of all, on August the 4th, Mercury will move into Virgo, and he is going to be there until about the 26th of the month. And this is Mercury in his dignity, Mercury in his home sign. This is a strong, capable marketing messenger, mercantile dude in your 3rd house. Now, this is where you are taking short trips and travel. He's a patron of trips and travel. This is the online world. This is your local neighborhood and skills-based learning, and he rules research and study. So a lot of you Cancer rising may be given some opportunities August 4th to 26th to take on a new course of study, to learn some new skill or applied learning, things you can use. And if you do, it will go very, very well. And if that's not what you're up to, you might be scheduling some sort of trip and being very busy around that travel opportunity between August 4th and the 26th. And with Mercury there in dignity, he is also in a loving relationship as a general principle to the house of your great gains from your career and your pennies from heaven. And so because we're tying in the whole theme here, this could be when that big boom happens in the beginning of August and then later the full moon, that we're looking at some ability to generate revenue from the 3rd house. And that is like marketing, merchandising, and selling. So if you're in that field, you could have a massive good luck fortune here. Like you managed to sell, I always joke, I shouldn't say Eskimos because it's not politically correct. You sell snow to the Inuit or, that kind of thing. So you're able to really pull off your salesmanship vibe, your marketing messaging, Mercury energies, mercantile to a greater degree than you normally do, if that's anything that you're up to. Okay. And lastly, siblings is the 3rd house. So messages and information from siblings may be on the top of the list. News about siblings coming through August 4th and into the 26th of the month. Now, around August the 6th and 7th, Mars will go into a square with Mercury, with Saturn. At the same time, Venus will trine Neptune. It's a bit of a bittersweet time. There's good and there's bad. There's tension there between the 6th and the 8th, and there's also lovely stuff going on. Now, Mars squaring Saturn This is an intense energy of frustration, foot on the brake, one on the gas pedal, sensing that you want to move forward, but you feel a little bit stuck in some area of your life. With this energy in particular, Saturn is holding fort in your 8th house, right? Of that money, other people's money, bank loans, mortgages, etc. And at the same time, Mars, the guy who wants to go forward from, into the action plan, is squaring from your 11th house of friends and allies. So, I mean, an example would be the Cancer rising want me as an ally or friend to co-sign a loan. And I said no. And if he keeps trying to ask other people to co-sign, allies, friends, and benefactors may just keep saying no. And this frustration can persist into the first week of August. And you may also get some flack and some negative feedback from somebody in your friendship circles that you feel that is combative or difficult around how you handle your financial stuff during that time. Yeah, at the same time, Venus trining Neptune is a spiritual, romantic, dreamy, creative, high-level energy. These are very spiritual, very muse-inspired vibes. If you're a creative Cancer, this is good for sure. Neptune in Pisces, where he is swimming in the water of his apparent modern home sign, is in your 9th house of God, foreign lands, foreign travel, higher education, what you believe is true in life, your faith and belief stuff, and book publishing, if that's something you're up to. And as Neptune has been gliding through there since 2011, this is a time where Venus, which she could do about once a year, will trine this storyline from the house of you, your body, your temperament, the way you see yourself, really. I mean, it's the house of your identity. You're feeling more persuasive, more charismatic, more friendly, more beautiful as she transits through your sign. And it is around the 7th and the 8th of the month where she loves up that energy of Neptune in the 9th. This would kind of make you feel like possibly, Cancer, you are off to some really good adventure regarding foreign shores. So you may be plotting a trip or taking a trip to a foreign destination. Or you could also be getting exactly what you need, like the approval or the stamp of yes, you got accepted to your favorite higher educational school, your dream school, Neptune in the 9th, and those sorts of things. The 9th house is sort of spiritual energy in between the worlds. And you could also have this kind of deep inspiration or deep muse feeling of connecting to a higher power in that 7th and 8th time frame of August. As we go forward, I'm not covering every single thing that happens in the month, by the way, but the things I think are important. As we go forward, Mars will trine Pluto on the 13th and the 14th of the month. Now, this is a time on the 13th and 14th that Venus has left your sign and moved into your 2nd house of money. FYI, Venus will be here until early September. So August to 11th to early September, you're killing it in the money story. Like, let's just say you're able to make a lot more money than you normally do. And you can be charismatic, persuasive, and captivating, and people want to, like buy your stuff. Or you could have a female in the work environment support you to elevate your financial game, but you're doing well in the money story. And if you want to fix anything to do with your face, this is great for cosmetic procedures around how you appear, although you may overindulge in food that you enjoy and drink and other things. On the most part, this is a very lovely transit. And so as she's going through there, continually reminding you where people are, Mars at the same time on the 13th and 14th will put in a good word with Pluto, the god of power and wealth, in your 7th house. Now, your 7th house isn't you. It's your business partner, your marriage partner, or significant other people that are in your life, including clients. So in this case, it would be a very powerful client, customer, or somebody that you're serving. The 7th is 10th. From the 10th, it represents the marketplace or the audience or the clients of your career path. So as you like the output, like where you have visible output in that job or career path. So there's Pluto power, some powerful other person, it's usually not you, is going to be opening up something with Mars. And Mars is trining, okay, which is flow energy, good energy from your house of great gains, pennies from heaven, friends and allies who are benefactors. So there's no doubt about what I'm seeing here. Something around the 13th and 14th is like somebody looks on you with great favor. Somebody wants to support, help you, give you a leg up, give you a favor, give you a boost, okay, give you a promotion. I don't know. Those are the vibes, okay? So what a lovely time, because with Venus in your 2nd house of money, this looks like a boost to your money story as well. Now, moving into a little further down the pipeline, we do have Mercury getting into a duke out, an opposition with Neptune. Well, he trines Pluto. Remember, we just talked about Pluto. So, you know, Pluto's all that power and wealth of someone else in your life. Mercury is a messenger of the gods, and he's going to be trining Pluto from his dignity and home sign of strength in your third house of trips and travel, skills-based learning, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, stuff like that. Some news could come through any of those sources, information, news, breakthroughs. This could be a dream client, the sale of a lifetime, information from the extended family coming through that's very important. But at the same time, with Neptune opposing or like duking it out with Mercury, and Mercury will win, you could have this realization or this shift of awareness around things that you thought were true, that you believed were true. Neptune's trying to spiritualize your life. You're trying to get in touch with really the divine truth, the matrix in the Neo thing, you know, the movie. You're trying to figure out what's real. And Neptune going through your ninth house since 2011, it's like a part of you is surging and urging to find out the meaning of life and the truth of God and what is here, what is true. And it doesn't matter how young you are, this is true. And it's a once in a lifetime story. And it just finishes up in 2025 with Mercury opposite that Neptune. You could have a breakthrough realization, insight, and you want to ground your spiritual stuff in the everyday world, right? In your daily, everyday routine in life. Take up a meditation practice, have a spiritual path. And this tension between Neptune and Mercury can give you that opportunity to see the way forward. That will be around that time. Now, if a higher up, a father figure, authority, spiritual guide has been misinforming you, if you had an illusion about them, if they have been speaking untruths and you didn't really get that, this is where there's a disillusionment and a disappointment of understanding their fallibility or their sneakiness, okay? And that will be again around, this is a house of the father, it could literally be your father, Vedic astrology. It could happen between the time that this is happening to 21st, 22nd, 23rd of the month of August. I didn't say that yet. Now, later on, the 25th to the 29th, the sun is in a kind of sustained square to Mars because they're moving kind of at the same pace a bit. And the sun in Virgo, was where Mercury is, right? Your third house of siblings, skills-based learning and trips and travel, squaring Mars, the god of adventure. Not necessarily an easy time, because if you think that you are going to take a trip, it may turn out that you have to delay it. Mars in the 11th house is not necessarily a sign of delay. That's not the technical meaning of that, but Mars will be there until sorry about that. I mean, the sun, I apologize. The sun in Virgo squaring Mars in Gemini, I apologize. Mars will move out of your Taurus zone on the 20th of the month, and he will be in your 12th house until next March. Very rare duration in one sign, and maybe every 25 to 35 years this happens. And so this is going to be a time where 12th house factors will play out big in your Cancer life, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'll have a whole video on that with other astrologers, but like, let's go back to that sun, right, squaring Mars. So the sun in Virgo, not really in a strong place or a weak place, just going through that Virgo detail orientation, paying attention to health, paying attention to your vitality, and all the third house themes I've iterated, siblings and travel. And then Mars moving through the house of trips and travel, usually to foreign lands, but still he can be a traveling guy in that part of the sky. This is definitely looking like gnarly tension around a trip that could fall apart. For some of you, maybe you've already planned it and it just kind of goes through the floor on you. This could also be tension from back end people, hidden enemies. Mars are men or masculine characters who may not have your back, and you're feeling it because now you could see there's somebody who's not really supporting me here as I want to do third house things, market, learn, sell, teach, learn, travel, or stuff like that. The vibe here to me, for the most part, is that 25th to the 29th energy is that you have to also take care of your health, because the sun is vitality as a general principle, Virgo is health, and Mars in the 12th house is hospitals and health institutions. So be really careful, Cancer rising, to honor your health needs on the 25th to the 29th of the month, 25th. And last, there's a sweet little bright light on August 31st that's really a high point for the month, and it's this Mars every 2 years version of it, sextiling Jupiter. Jupiter is stationing, or he has stationed retrograde. He's hovering at the 8th degree of Aries, and Aries is your career house. Now, you're lucky to have Jupiter going through here the first 5 months of next year, basically. And he's been there this year as well for about 5 months. So he just detours out of there. He's been there since May, and then he'll buck out, the 20th of October, December 20th, and come back. This is you like blowing out the top of your career. You are on an escalating improvement path. You are succeeding. You are on number one, becoming number one. You're on your career game. And this is a time then there's a boost. And this Mars sextile is going to give you some opportunity, some momentum, and some new energy up there. So it's from the 12th house. So it could be a backroom deal, secret negotiation. Maybe a person in authority is in the back end, a headhunter headhunts you. Things you're doing behind the scenes or are being done behind the scenes by Mars boost you up a little higher in the career story. Okay. Also, your boss may say, do you want to travel or move to our office that isn't in your zone? Like you could get an opportunity to move. Okay. And if you do have that opportunity to move to another office, it may even be in a foreign land or country. But if not, then it's just some kind of, I don't know, nice little bump in the career space, the reputation space. It makes me think you're doing really well. My coffee, my water. All right, guys, thanks for listening. That was your August. I hope you enjoyed that. Please sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, because you got a 30% discount code and you get all 60-minute videos times 12 free. It used to be $50. All signs, delineations, and there's still half a year left. It gives you all of the big things that are going to happen for your sun, moon, or rising sign in 2022. I'm trying to bribe you to my newsletter, because then we have an intimate connection and you get all kinds of early bird notices and discounts that anyone else in the world doesn't get. And plus, I give you a forecast for the week that I write up every Saturday, usually Saturday in your inbox, sometimes Sunday, depends on what the planets are doing. Okay, so weekend newsletter. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, hit my bell for notifications, help my channel grow. Thank you.